Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no echo.
No echo? Okay, cool. All right.
None echo that's not supposed to be
no,
there.
no unintended echo, yeah.
That's lovely.
It actually sounds pretty good. Hey, everybody. We are an hour late. We ended up having some technical issues that we've now resolved, and rather than quitting, we decided to just go ahead and do it anyway.
We fixed the issues.
Yes.
Hopefully they won't happen, again.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you let the tech goblins win, then you'll just never get anywhere.
And they won at first.
They did win. They won very convincingly.
They won the battle, but we won the war.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we are up and running. Like I said, we are an hour late, so anybody obviously who would normally watch us, if you're over there watching Texas Toast, obviously we understand because we didn't think we were even going to get on there anyway. I guess we'll just kind of roll into it. This is Jacob, by the way. I'm Dylan. Ike is out I was going to say out this week, but he might be out the most of the month. We'll see. Not sure exactly when he's coming back in terms of the stream stuff, but he is on a well-earned and very needed vacation. So.
Yes.
So yeah, anybody who is watching, we obviously appreciate it.
We got 4 people watching.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, we decided to make it more or less simple today. We're just going to explore the Enzo X again because last time we did it, we didn't really end up getting a whole lot of playtime with it. It was really just kind of like a quick run through like a few of the first settings. Now that we've at least played it a fair amount, obviously we know a little bit more about what we're doing with it. So I think it'll be more interesting this time.
And I've not really played through it, so
yeah, I was gonna
this
say, I
is
guess
kind of my
that's
first.
true. Yeah, you're well acquainted with Meris pedals, not necessarily this one though.
Yeah, just not this one
Yet.
yet.
So yeah, actually, fair point to start with. As you guys can hear, the Enzo X is capable of doing a lot of things other than just synth stuff. It can do delays, it can do reverbs, covers most of your modulation stuff, like does a really great chorus, phaser, flange, does lo-fi stuff, does vibrato. You can, via the LFOs, you can also get it to do trim pretty easily. Also does swelling effects for the volume. So it does a lot of other things other than just the synthy weird stuff. So if you're somebody that feels like you need like a good multi-modulation pedal in addition to more experimental sounds, honestly I think the Enzo X is a pretty tough one to beat because I think this one offers more modulation on its own than the other two, than the Mercury or the LVX.
There's no flanger in those two.
Yeah, you can add flange on the LVX, but it's not quite like having like a true, like this is like a true flanger, whereas like the LVX, it's kind of, you can either, I don't want to say like you're adding it on there, but you kind of are. It's not quite the same as like using the one that's on here. But yeah, I guess before we go too far with the demoing stuff, was there any discussion topics you ended up figuring out this week?
Not really.
No?
That was like the big hot.
Oh yeah, the new, here, I'll grab that.
The big hot thing in the guitar world. We happen to have one.
Yeah, we actually have a new release that's new to you and new to us.
And they're pretty cool for an SE. They did a really awesome job on these.
It is. It's a little hard because of the reflection. Let me see if I can get. It's a little hard to tell, but like basically it's black with all of the wood grains kind of filled in white. So like it's a gloss finish, but like underneath you can actually see the wood grain. Which I don't know if the.
And they call that a dog hair.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Now you can kind of see it. So obviously, as you can tell, it's a telly-shaped object. It does have their, I forgot, like these are the same pickups that they have in the NF3.
The narrow fields.
The narrow fields, that's right. Hence the NF, yes.
And they really do sit in a nice spot between a single coil and a humbucker.
They do, and they're not, to me, I feel like when a lot of people say that, they instantly think P90. Definitely not P90s. Definitely not P90s.
It's a little bit closer to a true humbucker, but it has that like chime and sparkle of a single coil. Kind of the snap
of a single coil, yeah.
Yeah.
No noise though, so like to me these, like if you're gonna play distorted and you still want like some snappier pickups, these are actually pretty tough to beat because for for me, like the PRS stuff, like I feel like these pickups are probably some of the most unique things they've offered. So like starting to throw these in other guitars is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And they really nailed it on the shape and like the contouring. So like normal tellies have a real sharp bevel here. There's a comfort cut there.
Yeah, comfort cut here, belly cut right there.
It's a really comfortable guitar to play.
It is really light too, like not usually like when, because I guess I was assuming this was Swamp Ash.
I believe it is.
Because usually with Swamp Ash these days it's been pretty heavy. Yeah, it is Swamp Ash. So.
And the mother of pearl inlays are really cool.
A little hard to get on camera, but yeah, these just launched, and I think this one actually just hit the site yesterday. So should be ready and available for anybody that is in the market. Honestly, it is pretty cool. It's kind of, it's interesting that they went, because at first I thought it was like a 3-saddle, but it's a 2-saddle, which I find kind of interesting that that's a little hard to see there too. But yeah, it's basically a 2-saddle bridge rather than like the 3-saddle stuff. So.
And they're brass to give you that traditional spank of a T-style guitar. Oh shit! I should take my keys off.
Oh yeah, actually, good idea. Remove the knife too, like Ike does. But yeah, no, pretty cool. We'll definitely. Obviously, this isn't going to be like a demo specifically for this guitar necessarily, but we figured we may as well do a little plug for it since we got one in.
And I'm rocking the hollow body in the same dog hair finish.
Oh, I actually didn't catch that earlier. It just looked like it was black. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. You can maybe see it better on the back.
Dog hair, I guess they mean, yeah, kind of, because I mean, Ziggy sort of has that kind of white and black. Mm-hmm. You know, he's over there, but.
It's like I have a white dog, and when I wear my black hoodie, this is what it looks like after I see my dog.
There you go. To bring it even closer.
Yeah. But yeah, it does have a very Ziggy-esque.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're kind of Ziggy colored guitars.
An immediate different, like sonic difference.
Yeah, pretty big. Yeah, that one's got a little more push to it. This one's definitely a little more relaxed. Yeah, it's good in that pickup too.
I'm glad I just recently bought a guitar and like that one enough to not
get into this. Well, and what's interesting,
it's just the tone. I'm like, man.
Well, and I don't know. Did Ike get to try this before he left?
I don't think so.
Because I was gonna say this is interesting. Like this is the for like this style of maple neck. This is the thickest neck I've played from them, which is interesting. 'Cause, like this one actually kind of reminds me of like the semi hollow neck. Which usually, like, when they've been doing these on, like, the Silver Skies, they're thin. But this one's, like, it's not, like, too chunky, but it's nice and round and full.
And I think initially they developed these with Miles Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
Like, he was who prototyped.
Yeah, he kind of put them through the paces when they were making them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a pretty cool guitar, honestly. Like, it's interesting because Ike had shown me these, like, obviously before we ordered them, but I gotta say, like, it looks better in person than it did in the photos. Mm-hmm. It's a much cooler guitar.
Yeah, I don't want to like it.
Yeah, no, I was just I'm not usually telly guy, like that's Ike's guitar of choice, but I was like, this is actually pretty nice. But yeah, so yeah, like we said, little plug for PRS since we got some new ones in, which actually they've been a nice company to work with. Gotta say, like they've really been like not having to fight a manufacturer to sell their instruments is really nice. Obviously, anybody who's been watching the show for a while knows who I'm talking about, but like there's a particular company that makes it very hard for us to sell the stuff when they are our biggest competition. So this is kind of nice to.
That company likes to F around and find out.
Yeah. But yeah, PRS is a very nice company to work with. Like, I feel like they actually do care a bit about having dealers compared to the way things have gone, you know, with some companies over the years. So, like I said, they're fun to work with. Yeah, so that was pretty much it. I guess, yeah, we'll roll into playing the Enzo real quick. Right now we've started on just like the regular delay setting. It does have some different dry modes, so kind of like we mentioned earlier, you can do like a dry room reverb, you can do hall reverb. All the reverbs basically are kind of based on their Prism algorithm from the Mercury. They also have, like we said, flange, phase, vibrato. There's some really odd ones though. I don't know. Have you tried the pitch fade setting before? So that's one of my favorite ones. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. So yeah, you go ahead and try that one. You gotta kind of hold a note and then it'll, yeah, that's one of my favorites. It's loud, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like playing with like somebody accompanying you, but you don't have to really tell them what to do. They just do it. Yeah, like I said, that's one of my favorite settings.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I feel like I could make a whole record just with this pedal.
I'm sure. Yeah.
On the like 3 sounds I've already found.
Well, that is the thing with this one. Like, I think since this is the third X pedal, I feel like Meris has also learned how to make this one like a little more approachable. Because like I feel like there's a lot of settings that they dialed in on this that are like, hey, here's your starting point. Like, go with it from here. Whereas like the LVX was kind of like, I think it was just all things that were just so, you know, like if somebody spent an hour crafting a preset, that's the preset you got. Mm-hmm. Whereas like these are kind of like, here's your literal starting point, block A, you know, and you're just building from there. So, but that one in particular is actually fun. It's really weird on the didgeridoo though. Like it kind of does like that's where that weird nasally kind of goat noise comes from sometimes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's, yeah.
And if you're curious out there, we do a thing on Monday nights called Meris Monday.
We do.
And we play these pedals, didgeridoos, chimes, and all sorts of fun.
Sheet metal.
Fun gadgets.
Yeah, whatever Eric happened to find at the thrift store that week. Yeah.
And then one of us plays guitar.
Yeah. Well, sometimes Gordo will throw some little Amy Lee segments in there. Last week it was so loud.
It's so weird. I had not heard that song in ages, and then he played it on the stream, and then the next day I heard it on the radio.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
It was weird.
Amy Lee's following you around.
Yep.
But yeah, I always find that an interesting setting.
It tracks really well. It follows the bends and everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's interesting too because it kind of does some of the things that like pitchforks and whammies do, but it's automated, which is kind of nice to have something that dynamically kind of keeps up with you, rather than you having to like always manually do it. It almost sounded like the cha-ching sound from Mario. The coin noise.
I don't even know
Hard
how
to
to
randomly,
yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite settings that's on there. And then actually it might be the one that's right next to it, the lo-fi indie setting. That's not it, but that one is a good one. Oh no, it is. Yeah, dry mode indie. So this one I like because it's kind of like a weird offset chorus thing.
Yeah, it's kind of vibrato-y.
Yeah.
My grandma had a Lowry organ.
Oh.
And this sounds like one of those settings.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that one too, as terms of like a really good, like, just kind of little vibrato-y chorus thing to throw in. Oh, hey, there's Rhodey. Hey, Rhodey, how's it going?
And hey, Janice.
Oh, Janice is in there too. Hi, Janice.
And Carla. Hey, Carla.
Yeah, for anybody who's tuning in now, we'll mention again, we were an hour late, obviously, so we had some technical problems, but we finally got them worked out, so. But yeah, today we're basically exploring the Enzo again with Jacob. This time we're kind of going through, well, we're going a lot further than we did in the first video. The first video we kind of just went through like those first few settings and we ran out of time, so. I'm trying to think of another one in particular that I know that you would, well, to me, like in terms of the synth settings, the Moody Mono one, to me that one's the most Blade Runner setting. So that one's still probably my favorite for doing that, because actually I took that setting and added, because it starts off with two triangle waves. If you set one though to a saw wave and then one to a triangle, it gets pretty cool.
Oh, Blade Runner in a box.
Yeah, instant Blade Runner.
I can see the Frank Lloyd Wright house that they.
Wow. Yeah, some of the lower notes. Well, that one is definitely just mono. So
Yeah.
It ends up getting a little funky if you add too much noise in there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's probably the setting I come back to the most on here. There's a few other ones obviously, but that one's the one that's like kind of the one I'm always coming back to. Because like I said, Stu, it starts off good, but once you add the square wave to it, it kind of ends up a little closer to that Vangelis kind of sound, or Vangelis, however you say his name. That was interesting.
It like tracked the different things. That was cool.
Thought you were doing Over the Rainbow again.
Oh wait, this is Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah, dude.
Oops.
Over the rainbow in a galaxy far, far away.
What else is in here? You want to give it a go?
Sure. Yeah, like I said, that one's always one of my.
What this one? Poly Sunsets. I like the name. So is a poly sunset like on Tatooine where there's two suns?
Multiple, yeah, that's a good way to think of it, yeah.
It's been a very Star Wars day around here for some reason.
Yeah, this one I always forgot because this one kind of has that like the effect is kind of on a tremolo, so it's like you kind of get that.
I'm breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
These people are wizards over here at the Meris. I could probably listen to that for an hour.
Yeah. Well, it would be a good one to just like have it go and then like write something up underneath it.
So this doesn't have a looper in it, right?
No,
Just
no
the
looper.
LVX.
Yeah, and that's something like sometimes I wish it did, just so you could kind of audition settings without having to continue to play. But I think the way this thing reacts is like it's very dependent on how you attack on your first initial attack. So like I think that would be something that would be a little bit harder with a looper, maybe. But that's just speculation on my part. But yeah, that setting in particular is really good. I think number 9 is another setting that's kind of like that without the. Is that the
Water of life.
Yeah. It's kind of the thing without the flutter.
I like that it kind of doesn't track right. Like it's more in that mono-ish.
Yeah, this one is a little funky because some of the poly settings, it's almost like you got to play a note, then another note, then another note, and it kind of builds. Whereas this one's a little more, it just kind of blossoms out of whatever chord you give it.
That's very nice.
That is nice. I was just say, I think it'll take a minute. I think it's the Arctic 77 keyboard setting. That's another one I think you'll like.
Where's that at?
It's later in the.
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, the poly panning. Yeah, that one's a good one.
I'm sure in stereo
It sounds better. Yeah.
it does that.
Yeah, because that one in the twin sweeps setting, that's another one that's like pretty. I think the twin sweeps is a preset.
Oh yeah, it's right there.
Yeah. In stereo, this one sounds pretty odd because like you kind of get the like kind of the both. Yeah, some of those low notes can get a little funky sometimes. One's got such a long trail to wow.
And is that envelope? No. I didn't
No,
know
but
if you
like
played
the-
light, it was short and then
Yeah.
like long.
No, it's like it's just more dramatic on the filter part, kind of.
Oh, it is envelope. But the harder you hit,
Yeah, the more the wow part comes out. Ooh, that was a good one though.
thank you.
Yeah, I think
I had beans last night. Whoa. That's crazy. So what is that like in the sequencer or something?
That last
It's
part,
doing that
to
like,
be,
wow,
yeah, to
wow,
be honest, that
wow,
last part I don't know. Because it's doing it 3 times and then it kind of opens back up. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, that one will re-trigger like no matter what noise
Yeah, whatever
you
you're
make.
like.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, that's the phasoid, yeah. I was just say, I think it's deeper into the settings. There it is. So for you, oh, is this on mine? Yeah, this one's another one that's kind of Blade Runner.
That's rad. Very ghostly.
And I was just how'd you get there? Because like we can't save that.
It's in dry poly mode.
That's cool.
There's a lot going on in here.
Little Sabbath in there.
Well, that setting is very cool now.
It is, yeah. That's pretty cool.
And I don't have a clue how I got there, really.
That is a cool setting. I'll have to figure out, yeah. See if we can get you to do that again on mine, I guess.
I guess that's the tough part about doing this with the stores.
Yeah, with the store stock, yeah. Ooh, responds differently to those pickups. They're a little more prominent. It's like a really heavy, moody, like octave flange. That's a good setting though. Yeah. Man.
All right, we're gonna lose it now.
Yeah. Goodbye setting.
So what's Poly 77? Does that have a reference to something?
I think it's a reference. I can't remember what the Arctic 77 part is a reference to. I think it's a 77 key keyboard, but I don't remember which company it was a reference to. But it is like a reference to a specific keyboard. That one's a little almost more like faux piano kind of. Yeah.
That kind of a broken piano.
Yeah. Is it the Heisenmedo setting?
Poly 84
Oh.
swell.
Oh, okay. That one's pretty loud,
Super loud.
but yeah, some of those poly settings get pretty up there. Here's your pitch fade.
So what are these dry modes? They're like not the synth?
So yeah, no synth. They're usually, most of the dry modes are just focusing on specific like modulation settings. So there's earlier in there. Oh, there's the Heisenmedo. Yeah, that one's kind of a fun one. Yeah, that one will pierce through on the stream pretty good sometimes.
That this isn't a tube screamer.
Yeah. Let's see. I think the first dry settings start with So the first one, you've got the dry fretless sub setting, which is basically a setting that's just giving you access to the octave stuff without necessarily adding a lot of like synthy stuff to it. So it just kind of gives you a real dry, kind of flat sub kind of sound, which is pretty. I found that one useful for certain things. It kind of removes your pick attack a bit too, so it kind of comes through a little more smooth. So yeah, most of the dry settings usually will let a little bit, obviously hence the name, will let a little bit of your dry signal through in addition to the effect. So that one's like, there's, I'm sure they can hear it probably better than we can in here, but it lets through just a little bit of your dry signal, and then the rest of it's that kind of subbed out, smooth, kind of mellowy. And it does sort of sound somewhat cello-y. You know, not 100%,
Yeah.
but for a guitar.
And for, a synth pedal.
Right. Yeah. So that one's one of the first dry settings. The next one, I believe, is the phaser. Yeah. So this was the phase setting I actually started with when I was making my Grand Orbiter setting. What's kind of cool about the way that they ended up doing it on theirs is if you navigate into the modulation section within the phaser, you can actually do the number of stages. So right now it starts off at 4 stages. It'll actually let you go down all the way to 1, which is kind of a weird. There it is. Yeah, there's one stage phase, which just sounds. It's basically just the high end kind of content. It doesn't really move much because you don't have the highs and lows to phase, so you're just getting kind of like a filter almost. Then if you add it to 2 stage, you're kind of getting more into like phase 45. So it can actually do the phase 45, the phase 90. It can do the phase 100. You can go all the way up to 24 stages, I believe, which is, that means that's literally 12 cycles of phase turning over. So that's when you start getting into that kind of warbly, which obviously if we push it, which actually I think the 2 stage is kind of the hidden gem of the phase, because like it ends up kind of walking that line between phaser and univibe. But yeah, if you go all the way up to 24 stages is when you get that really weird, almost comes across more like vibrato than phase, but you can do all kinds of weird stuff too. You can do offset ones, so like if you've ever wondered like, hey, what's a 5-stage phaser sound like?
That's kind of nice.
Yeah, there's 5 stages. Then obviously 6 stages is when you first start getting that more tumbly kind of, where it kind of does that whoop and then the double whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, that little extra whoop. So yeah, really great phaser, like super, super customizable phaser, which is pretty nice. Honestly, like, in terms of customizable phasers, I can't really even think of a better one, to be honest. Like, most of them will not let you go that far. That's just the stages. That doesn't even include the rest of the mixing, but...
The feedback and the speed and depth and stuff.
Well, yeah, because, like, once you start adding some of the preamp stuff to it as well, like, it really gets pretty wild.
Nice.
So, yeah, fantastic phaser. The flange on there is also solid. This one to me has kind of more of that classic like 80s flange, you know, like I don't know, like those California kind of, you know, indie bands kind of flange. Yeah.
I don't know that song that Tim Pierce played on in the 80s.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right, but it does
That
kind
has
of
that,
yeah.
I should learn that. Because it's like the quintessential.
Yeah, 80s flange riff.
I do love a good flanger.
Well, to me, it has that, like, it nails that, kind of like when you play, like, the old DoD flangers that kind of traipse into chorusing territory. Like, to me, like, this does a really good job of kind of doing that. You know, like, it's not over the top in terms of the flangy airplane kind of noise.
Do you know When Doves Cry? Isn't that the other one?
I don't know how to play it, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know it either, but...
There's, there you can actually hear it more with those chords. You can kind of hear the a little more. So yeah, really solid flanger that obviously you can also customize. The next like really usable dry mode is the delay, which is actually where we started the video at. So that one's just like a nice straight ahead kind of offbeat delay. What's nice about it too is if you're not using the hold feature to turn features on or off or to sustain features, you can actually use the hold as a tap tempo. So you can go make it a little longer. Oh, hey, Jake's in there. Hey, Jake. Papa Jake.
Hey, thanks for the afterneath.
Yeah, he ended up buying an afterneath, yeah. So, from one Jake to another. Yeah, so honestly, like very pleasing, very usable straight ahead delay for the dry mode. You also have dry mode room, which is basically just using the room reverb setting out of it. So, yeah, which is actually a little, to me, that one has almost a little more of a plate kind of.
Sounds like a bathroom.
A bit, yeah. Yeah, high, kind of high end, or high pitch echo, rather.
Ask the Huckleberries. I think it sounds like our bathroom.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. The Hucklebearer.
It's a nice sounding room, actually.
It is. It can be a little front forward, but.
Well, then I have 2 matchboxes and a Mercury.
It's got 2 matchboxes and a tank. Yeah. So yeah, another very, very usable setting. That obviously is just a starting point, so you can dial it in from there. They also have the hall setting, which is the next one over, which is pretty big. Yeah, that one almost traipses into like a fusion of delay and echo. Or delay and reverb, I should say, rather.
Almost afterneathy.
Yeah, kind of. So now you got 2 tanks and 2 matchboxes. Or once you get that guy, if you get that guy.
Oh, I will eventually.
I figure you would at some point. But yeah, so like just those 6 settings alone, obviously, to me, this thing is incredibly good at just covering some like general use bases in addition to obviously the crazy stuff.
Which, when you're spending that kind of dough on a pedal, it's nice to have it be so versatile.
It is. Yeah, because to me that was one of those ones, like the fact that you can sub it in for most of your modulation needs in addition to the synth stuff. Like to me, like that's the perfect slot. If you're gonna have a synth pedal and you want it to cover more ground than just the experimental weird stuff, that's where I think, because honestly, like there's not another synth pedal that I know of that'll let you use those features alone like this does, in terms of like using the modulation separately, using the reverbs and echoes separately, using the the pitch settings separately. Like all that stuff's usually all tied together in most synth pedals. So yeah, definitely another like huge bonus to getting the Enzo X versus other synth pedals. Oh yeah, the original Enzo settings. That one's kind of a fun one too. That's another one too that'll trigger off of virtually any noise you make. Yeah. It'll even do it just off the cable, like
Nice.
you can Tom Morello it if you want. Arpeggios, obviously, as you just heard, has that as well. I like how this one slightly goes out of tune on its own. Like that's kind of cool.
And I don't know, if you're making soundtrack music out there and you don't own one of these, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, you can basically recreate almost any sound you've ever heard from anything, pretty much.
And then make all the new ones.
Yeah. You heard that too, though, right?
Is it the AC?
I think so. Oh, no, it's that's that was pretty good. Interrupting Eric. Oh yeah, did you watch? Shit, my brain like just went. Oh, Severance. Did you watch Severance? Okay. So there's a sound. You're getting back to soundtracks. There's a sound that they use like every time he's going in and out of the office. Whenever he's severed, essentially. So to me, this is the sound. It's basically that sound, because like whenever he gets and he like his other consciousness returns, like it sounds almost just like that. That or there's probably not a lot of you out in the audience that have almost been knocked out, but that's about the sound you'll hear. No, I'm like on the way down, like when you're starting to when you start to feel it and you're about to go, like that's the sound you'll hear. So. Yeah. Yeah, that one's a pretty over the top one. I'm trying to think of like ones in particular I know that you would end up having some fun with. There's some of them that I've actually had a harder time, because like this one's a setting that like I don't know what it's supposed to do, to be 100% honest. It's like an arpeggio, but it's like it's broken, which is kind of cool. It's like it's its own thing, but it's just kind of an odd. Oh wow, changed it a lot.
And then I played a whole chord too.
That's actually pretty cool. You slow it down. That's cool. Right? It's funny because part of it's major, but then like it has these other little like intervals that are not quite there. Yeah, that was one of the more oddball ones. Let's see. Oh, yeah, the plucked arp. Well, actually, the very first setting is honestly pretty phenomenal. Because I feel like a lot of people end up getting sold on this pedal just when they hear that first setting. So you're like, what the hell, my guitar is doing that?
And I didn't need a $2,000 guitar that has a special pickup
Yeah.
that if it moves even just a hair, it doesn't work.
Yeah. It's like name a movie from the 80s that didn't have this sound in the soundtrack somewhere.
I can picture, like, when you said that, you know how they always had that light through the blinds?
Oh yeah.
And it was
yeah.
real tight lines of.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
What are you doing here?
The retro '80s like office stalker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That or like some villain's getting ready to like tell you his plan. So it's like it's all coming to light. But yeah, that one's actually a great one right off the bat. Oh yeah, so this one's from the pedal zone. It was one of his lo-fi settings.
Stefan?
Yeah, it's funny too, because like, I swear that the LBX setting that he dialed in is basically the same thing. So it was really funny to me, like when I got on there and I'm like, wait, didn't you already make this?
He's like, that's my signature sound.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it kind of is. But yeah, that one just kind of has a real lo-fi, buzzy kind of static to it. Yeah.
Does this have a cassette thing?
I think so, yeah. That are like a lo-fi pitch. But yeah, it kind of sounds like...
A fucked up VHS.
Yeah, I was just going to say like a really bad VHS tape through a messed up VCR.
Yep.
Again, though, like highly usable sound for just like adding accents to things or just adding little flourishes to things that you're recording. That are honestly a great way to start an intro, to a song. Yeah, that one's one of the more usable, because I can't remember his other two were a little... Oh, that one's pretty solid too. That one's very moody. Like a very moody pad kind of thing. Yeah, it's a great sound actually.
Yeah, I could do this all day.
Yeah, it's a great one.
What else you got, Stefan?
Yeah, he's got 3 on there, and I think he added 2 or 3 other ones to the patch storage.
Oh, nice. I'll switch to you.
Oh, did you? Oh.
There's like a clicky thing that I really like in there. Yeah, that
Destroyed there for
that
a second.
decimator really does the job.
Sounds very different on the low notes. very lo-fi in like a real creepy way, but it's cool.
Holy shit.
Sort of sounds like a lot of the sounds that like some of the more like the heavier kind of new wave bands from the late 80s or mid 80s, late 80s kind of has that kind of weird, just like crushed into oblivion kind of sound, but it's cool. It is funny too, because it's like you mess with this stuff often enough, and it's like then there's flavors of broken that you start to enjoy, which I always find kind of funny, because like we do get a few customers that when they're first getting into pedals, whenever they hear something that would be kind of like this, they're like, oh, like why would you play that? And it's like, no, like once you feel like you've heard a lot of things, you start to anything that sounds way off or a little different is what you start to value. So.
And then you play to the sound.
Exactly. You start writing things to make that sound work rather than the other way around.
Instead of being like,
yeah. Exactly.
it doesn't. My blues noodles don't sound right.
Yeah. It doesn't. This one kind of has like that, like transmissions trying to come through kind of a vibe.
That's getting like mangled at some point.
Yeah. responds pretty well to fade-ins, yeah.
Oop.
Oh, actually, what's his hold feature on here? Do you hear anything? So that's something I actually forgot. Like, there are the dry mode Tron setting. Where is that? I think it's one of the closer ones that's just basically like a straight envelope filter. Nope. There it is. So there's just like the basically going for like a Mutron style. But what's cool is like when they made the setting, they ended up adding delay to it. So then, yeah, it looks like that one gets really cool like on its own, just adding that little bit of delay. So if you want to get like a bunch of stuff in addition to a Qtron, that's also in there.
So nice.
It is. Fully dynamic tone. Well, I love how the higher pitched ones kind of linger a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
That one's a great like bonus. Because that was one of those ones where I'm like, oh, this is a good envelope filter, but you throw that little bit of delay on there too, and it's like, it's great.
It's like that.
Well, it's like a little like psychedelic rig in one little setting. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, it's got a little growl in there.
Yeah.
Well, it's 6:10.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should go ahead and wrap it up. We, like we said, we had some technical difficulties, so that was why we ended up starting like an hour later. But we do appreciate anybody that did actually pop in to watch, because obviously we know it wasn't at the normal time or the normal way we usually do it,
But we might be doing this kind of broken up like this.
Yeah.
Coming soon anyway. Demo, maybe a more podcasty type, shoot the shit kind of hangout.
Yeah, we're kind of thinking we might split up the format just a little bit. We're kind of playing around with that. We'd mentioned, Ike had mentioned it at one point before, but Jacob and I had kind of been discussing what that might look like. So we'll see. Obviously, we'll keep you guys posted and let you know once we decide. But we were kind of thinking of one podcast style episode, which is more of the chatting stuff, and then maybe do an episode where we try to focus on the gear. But we'll kind of see how that rolls.
And thanks, Janice.
Yeah, thanks, Janice. I think Janice actually ended up watching the last one that we ended up doing with this, so hopefully this gave you more of an idea of what this thing does, because it has a lot on there, and it's kind of hard to, I would say almost all of the Meris pedals are that way. Like, if you don't set out with a goal, it's really easy to go down the beaten path, or just go down a trail, and you don't know necessarily where you're going to end up, which is great. I really love that, but it's also one of those things of like there's so much that we could continue covering on that it really is hard to get like a full picture of it in 1 hour. But
oh yeah, we could go through one preset.
Yeah,
I think for an hour.
Yeah, if we kept tweaking it, yeah, for sure. But yeah, so yeah, we appreciate anybody who ended up watching. Thanks again, and then like I said, next week we'll see kind of how we do it. Jacob and I might Or wait,
I won't be here.
That's right,
Yeah.
you're out next week. So we'll see what happens next week because I actually don't know. With Jacob gone, it might be. I could probably do it solo, but it would be. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, we got all the gremlins hopefully.
Yeah, I was
worked
just
out
saying.
this
I mean,
week.
that part. Yeah, getting live is fine, but yeah, like in terms of what I would do and what you guys. Well, I guess I could just talk to the audience and see what you guys come up with, but. But yeah, like I said, we appreciate anybody who was watching. We'll try to, like I said, we'll see what we can do next week. No guarantees.
And catch us Monday for Meris Monday, where you can hear this and the LVX and the Mercury X, all played by 4 gentlemen.
Yeah. 4 scientists.
There you go, sonic scientists.
Yeah. But yeah. So thanks again, and we will probably catch you guys either next week or the week after. But we'll definitely be on Monday. And I think that's pretty much it. No real announcements or anything. If we get anything coming down the line, though, we'll let you guys know.
Yeah. And we'll catch you on the flip side.